Hello folks, how we doing this Sunday? Welcome to the Land Timber Stream again, where we talk about our journey onto a CCIE number, certification number, that is CCIE routing and switching, and it is day 429 of the journey. So I pretty much vlog every day, most days anyway. I did not vlog yesterday or lab. The weekend did not go as planned, and I'll go into that in a minute. But yeah, we're working on QoS right now in our journey. Yeah, this weekend, it actually started Friday, or maybe even Thursday night. Yeah, I think it was Friday. So I don't know if anyone's familiar with Marie Kondo, this Tidy Up series that came out on Netflix. It's pretty good, by the way, if you have Netflix. It's all about getting organized, getting tidied, and man, I got into, well, I've been into it for a while, and it goes in different phases, right? So they like start with clothes, and then it goes on to like books and paper, and eventually you go to like things that have sentimental value. So I was on, I thought I had finished up with it, but I ended up having a lot of photos. I decided photos, journals, drawings, and I decided, you know what, I just want to digitize all that. So I ended up spending pretty much all weekend doing this with the scanner, loading things, and I got it all done about an hour ago. So needless to say, I did not get all the labbing done that I wanted to do, but it was a big relief. Kind of this other personal project I've been working on, and so I've gone through all the phases, and it's been amazing. It's been somewhat transformative in terms of organization. It also applies to digital life, or can, but my digital life is already pretty much, it's pretty well organized. I have to say, I pretty much digitize everything, like any correspondence. Hey mentors, how's it going? Hope you enjoy this beautiful day in sunshine. Thank you, mentors. Yeah, the Florida weather is really beautiful right now. And DJI Tech, quick check-in. How are your studies going to see? How close are you for testing for your third time? So, DJI Tech, thanks for checking in, man. Yeah, happy to give you a rundown. I passed the written exam in February 1st, I believe it was. So, my third attempt was a pass. So I've been working on the lab part of the exam, preparing to take the lab, and I hope to do that this fall. So I've been going through the I&E workbook, and right now I'm on QoS labs, because when I started this vlog, I was actually doing the I&E workbook, and I was in the first sections, right, the switching. But now I'm already in QoS, and yeah, it's going well. I didn't get a lot of labbing done this weekend. I do have the lab running, and oops, don't need to show that. That's the lab I'm working on in the I&E workbook. Yeah, fall is my target. So, well, I say fall, September, November through November. So it will be this year. If I'm ready in September, I'll do it then. But if not, I will wait till it'll be sometime in those months. Congrats, what do you pin as the I&E workbook? Any particular pros and cons? Yeah, it's been up and down, but overall, first of all, I highly recommend the workbook. It has some great labs in it, and it's, there aren't many workbooks around, right, that are this comprehensive. So, I mean, between this, Micronics, and the CCIE Expert Labs, which is Cisco's, those are pretty much the three areas of practice labs that you're going to have. And I&E is very comprehensive, and I'm not even all the way through it. So where I'm at right now, I've done, all these sections, and I'm pretty much doing them in order. But I'm on QoS. I've been on this for 2 months, and I have to say, it has been the most difficult section so far. I thought multicast was hard, and it was, but this has been difficult, and I've had a lot of distractions these last 2 months. But I did work on this one today. I'm about to wrap this one up, make QC WRED. I did it in Notepad. I actually fired up the lab. Lab is running right now. It has been all day. Just now finishing up that personal project. So my hopes to finish this weekend were not, and I take, you know, that's, I was okay with that. I made that decision on Friday, basically, that I needed to finish this other personal project so that I can no longer be distracted by that and have that done. And I can focus on, hopefully this week, we'll finish up QoS. So yeah, I definitely recommend it, Digitech. Yes, Workbook is a must, and Narvik Labs too. You play with new Piats or Genie for your automation yet, Lan? I have not, to be honest, Mentor. So when you get into automation, so post CCIE, once I get my number, networking automation is going to be what I focus on in Python, probably scripting and coding. And I have not done much of that yet at all, to be honest. I've worked with Ansible on F5s, and I've not done any networking automation yet with Ansible. I've done networking using automation in Azure. So VNets, express routing changes, things like that. But that's pretty much the extent of it. And I've done a little bit of Python, but not much. Anything I need to do in terms of streaming, or like I have a script that I wrote that automates generating these agendas. So it basically copies this file. Like tomorrow I'll run the Python script. It'll copy this file and put the new date on there, whatever today's date and it runs. It goes and it reads what day I'm on, 429, and then it inserts that day into the next file and puts, you know, type new thing here. So it's small, but man, it makes a big difference. But yeah, I do want to learn Python. I'm finding opportunities to use it in Azure as well. Azure Functions, which is serverless. We use it, we're starting to use it a lot on our team to do infrastructure-y things like, you know, working with DNS or Active Directory accounts, or, you know, firing off Ansible plays, things like that. And it can be triggered by anything that happens in Azure. You can tell it to, you know, perform this, run this Python script or this PowerShell script. And it doesn't have to run from a server, right? It'll run as a serverless app or function that you have in Azure. So we've been doing that, and Azure Functions can use C#, it can use PowerShell. You paste a PowerShell script in there, or Python. So I hope to use Python more with that. I've heard a lot about Piats, and as a matter of fact, I think, mentors, that I know Dimitri really likes Piats, I don't know. And I've signed up for his session at Cisco Live. I think he has a session he's going to talk about that. I've INE paid by my work, but I will glad to hear Digitech. I have INE paid by my work. Oh, okay. So your employer has sponsored the INE for you. That's great. But I'll very likely leave soon. I have my CCNA routing switching scheduled on April 6th. Okay, so wait a second. You mean May 6th? And my company is telephony centric, which isn't my passion. I'll have to invest in INE in a few new future job doesn't provide it. Yeah, I've come to that crossroads myself, Digitech, where, you know, I needed some resources to move on, and I had to decide, you know, okay, I can wait for my employer to do it, or I can just go ahead and get on with it. And in a number of cases, I did not have the support of my employer or employers. And I just went ahead and did it myself, you know. I did that for my bachelor's degree. I actually, it was weird. Other people in my department were being sponsored to get their degree. And this is years ago now. And I decided that I wanted to get my degree. And I appealed to my employer to sponsor me, but they wouldn't. And I decided, well, you know what? I'm just going to do it on my own dime. And otherwise, I'll never do it. And sure enough, if I had not decided to do it then, who knows if I would have had my degree now. Nothing like taking a break from moving the grass to get the good bits from the lander. Yeah, man. Hey, Big Abe. Good to see you, man. Oh, nice. Would love to see Dimitri's schedule at Cisco Live. Yeah, I know he's doing, now this is in DevNet, so these are 45-minute long sessions. And I think he's doing a technical seminar too, one that you have to pay for, but I'm not sure. Yeah, May 6th. So May 6th, wow, that is, so you've got a little over a week. CCNA routing and switching exam. That's awesome, man. Digitech, I'm wishing you good bits, wishing you the best. Go for it, dude. 1 year of IT experience plus 30 will help me score a junior network engineer role. Well, the CCNA routing and switching will help. Mrs. Stream Big A, hope to catch some streams once again. Hope you're doing well, man. Hey, this plus that. How are you? Good to see you in the chat, my friend. Speaking of recently minted certified CCNAs, this plus that is in the house. Hope you're doing. I've been a while. Work's been crazy busy. I still catch your VODs. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. This plus that. Always appreciate the support and hope that these can help. You know, if nothing in the struggle. Big Abe's Network Emporium is coming soon. I can't wait, man. I love the name. Redesign the office and set up to make the stream a little better. It's gonna be. I'm sure it's gonna be sweet. So yeah, I did this lab. I'm actually just reading through the solution right now on WRED, which was helpful, and which I saw that they're doing what I was trying to do this week in production, and that is on an interface, you can indeed mark on an interface, and based on those same markings, ingress, choose a queuing policy and a WRED drop policy based on those recently imposed markings. What I have not tried in my lab yet is using a port channel interface. I'm going to see if it'll work on this image. I had some discussion last week with some folks in the chat, and a lot of that depends on your platform. It's not going to be a big priority for me going forward, but it's just something I want in my head to understand the implications of how that works. So, did you take Europe? I should have had the cert 2-3 months ago, but I slacked. Well, life happened. But I'm buckling back down. I'm not stopping as I work towards CCNP round switch. I turn 23 years soon. I want to have that before 20. Goals. Hashtag goals. Digitech. That's great, man. Got to keep driving forward. Yeah, you're on a much better pace than I was. You're Digitech. Lot happening in my life, so now I'm in my 40s working on CCIE, and it's harder when you're in your 40s and already have responsibilities. So yeah, keep that motivation high and keep going for it. So yeah, it's interesting. There are 3 labs on WRED, which is good because I learned there are a number of subtleties to the random detect, including from this lab when and where you can use it. So that's one thing I'm struggling with a little bit that I need to, I'll probably make a chart on this, but you know, there's all these different tools with QoS. What I tell other people, you know, is that QoS is basically a set, it's a toolbox with different tools. And some of these tools complement each other and can be used together, and some of them cannot. And there are rules too about congestion avoidance and random and WRED what you can use it with and what you cannot. So sometimes when you have a queue set up and you enable random detect on that queue, it may disable other tools that you're using on that queue. So some of those subtleties I'm trying to get more, and I've made some new flashcards for that. I've had some interest in my flashcards on Twitter and in Router Gods. Had some people asking me for them, and I do want to release. I cannot release the written. I have two decks. I have a written exam deck that I use to study for the written, but I will never be able to share that because it has material in there from the other two failures. So that'll always be private. But the lab, I have another one called the lab deck. And it is specifically about things that I've been studying for in preparation for the lab. And I have never taken the lab. So I feel like these are just study notes that I could release, but they're not really consumable yet for general public. But at some point, I would like to make them available. But I'm really behind. And that's what I'm going to work on the rest of the night. I'm going to wrap up this lab, check this tick right here, and then we will get through. The policing should go relatively fast because I've already labbed these. Actually, I've already labbed one of these, and I'm somewhat familiar with these, as well as NBAR. So hopefully next weekend we will start security. That's my goal. Start security next weekend, which will be in May. We'll be starting May. So thanks to learn anything, you have to stay motivated. Live every damn day. That's right. If you stop, that starts turning into days and weeks and then months. It's a grind, but it'll eventually be worth it. Absolutely. Oh yeah, peeps. GNS 2.3.2.2 beta out. I'm really looking forward to this, mentors. I've seen this on David Bumble's channel and on Twitter, that they're coming out with a new version of GNS 3 that is going to address a lot of things that people have been wanting. So that'd be great. There's a lot of good things going on with lab software right now. Yeah, good hype, because GNS is sort of my backup right now, and it's cumbersome to update. I have not done the latest update because you have those two components where you have the virtual machine, and then you have like the GUI software that you have to install. And the order in which you update them is always caused, especially on my Macs, cause issues. Like I'll update the software client, and it'll still be pointing at the old VM. I don't know. It's just not an easy. I understand why they did that, but it looks like with the web interface, that'll be great. All you have to worry about is the virtual machine itself, and not this cumbersome GUI platform. Hopefully. So, and also, if you've been following us on Discord, in the Discord channel, Redfish, who is the principal developer for EvenG, has been trying to get working on getting it to work in Azure and Google GCP. It's had really good success with GCP. There's still some issues with Azure, but we've had people who have successfully, and I intend to do that this weekend. Like I said, I got off my side project, but this week I hope to attempt to load it, transfer my license from this Mac to the VM in Azure, so I can use those features in Azure. Hopefully, we'll give it a shot anyway. So that's going on, which is awesome. I wonder if there will be GNS 3 native support like that for cloud platforms when it comes out. Seems like everyone, people are trying to catch up with EvenG. Viral is also trying to catch up, and there's been a lot of talk about a new release of Viral, and no one has seen it yet. But Mentor says it's awesome having these virtual lab platforms, and yes, GNS is moving more cloud-based. Well, that would be great, Mentors. I hope so, and it is exciting. It's very exciting. So that's where we're at this weekend, folks. I'm about to grab some dinner, and I'm going to work through. I have a lot of flashcards to work through, but we're going to do it. The flashcards cover IPv6. It covers multicast. They cover everything I've studied so far since the exam pass in February. So that'll be good. But yeah, here's a good. Speaking of Cisco Live. Well, I don't know that we necessarily were speaking of Cisco Live. I was just thinking about Cisco Live because I'm going to track those viral guys down at Cisco Live again this year. This is a good post that came out by the Fry Guy about if you're going to Cisco Live. I know YYZ from Discord is. I know Tony E's going, Show IP Interface Brief. If you are going, let us know because we will try to have a meetup probably Tuesday night. And if you are going to be there, Cisco Live US, let us know. But I'm really excited about that. Looking forward to it. I'll be giving away a few little items down there and handing out some stickers and other things. So, but that's a good link of the day. Good meat chunk to check out on some advice for going. Any last posts during the week or next weekend, Land? Miss Lab with you, Mama. I know. I intended to lab all weekend. And again, I've kept putting off this other project. I'm like, you know what? I need to get out of my head. Get it out of my way, which I did, so that was good. But yeah, definitely coming up this week, doing some more QoS. So, and hopefully next weekend, finishing QoS and starting security, starting a new section, which would be great. That's slow with Ross for another circus meetup and catch up on your guys' Cisco Live. Yes, we'll have to do that. Get another, get the Tamers and another circus ring meetup. Thanks so much for hanging out, folks. I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. And you know, think about your next week. That's what I'm going to try to do. Is I'm planning now. Always on Sunday and Monday, try to just look ahead through the week and on to the next weekend. What am I going to be able to get done, or where do I want to try to get in my lab? You know, I try to put a marker on it and try to meet that. So let's all do that together. Hope y'all have a great rest of your weekend, and happy Cinco de Mayo. That's right. Oh, when is Cinco de Mayo? Yeah, when is that? Next Sunday. Nice. I have to make sure we got tequila ready. All right, folks, thanks for hanging out. We shall see you back here tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, here in the Land Tamer stream. Good bits to everybody.